He said he would only insert his head.
I'm Soad, a 30-year-old woman. I went through a divorce experience that was not easy for me, neither physically nor psychologically. After the paths separated between me and my husband, I didn't find a better embrace than that of my mother, Halima. I returned to our old house in that popular neighborhood where I grew up, a neighborhood always known for its hardships and a way of life that doesn't allow a person to rest. The neighborhood we live in has neither safety nor respect. Every day you hear arguments, headaches, insults among neighbors, as if life here does not accept calm. People are drowning in their problems. Some cheat, some endlessly repeat meaningless talk, some wait for a chance to steal something to complete their day. Adultery is widespread. Men have no sense of honor. Many are unemployed, and those who work are supported by their wives. Life at home goes on like this. Children are hurt from a young age. Some start smoking before even understanding the meaning of life. And little girls go out at night with no one to watch over them. People turn their faces as if everything is normal. Amidst all of this, my mother Halima and I tried to create a small atmosphere of love at home, planting mercy and removing a bit of the world's burden. My mother Halima is an elderly woman. Her kindness shows in her face, but time has taken its toll, making her shoulders weaker and her eyes sad. I returned to her not just to live there, but to be a support for her, help her with the work, share the worries of the days, and make her feel that she is not left alone. Every morning, I woke up before her, prepared breakfast, tidied the house a little, and checked what she needed before I left for work. I tried to be a good and responsible daughter at the same time, like a policeman standing at the borders, afraid for his mother from the betrayals of time. Despite all this, and despite poverty, I felt exhausted and drained, but there was no one to help. I kept telling myself, as long as I still have my mother, I can still change my life. My day started before sunrise, when the call to prayer begins, and amid the morning cold that chills the bones, I would wake up. I'd get up quickly so as not to wake my mother, put on that light jalaba, and grab a piece of bread to eat on the way. The street at that time was silent, so silent that it felt frightening. But I would tell myself, work in the fields or extend your hand to someone else. I'd go to the station where people gather to catch the farmers' vehicles. Sleepy faces, tired eyes, people wearing light clothes despite the cold. But we all had one goal, to return home with honest money. When the vehicle arrived, we'd get off like sheep, each person running to find their spot. This plan used to hurt me, but I tried to accept it. This is the life written for us. The sun rose on me before I could rest. I worked with determination, sweat pouring down, cutting, tying, picking, enduring the heat of the day and the morning cold, and each time I said, I will get out of this. One day I will be free. The whole day I worked, and although many women hurt my hands, my heart was filled with the courage I never knew I had, not because the work was easy, but because I felt I was being reborn. Every day I got paid, and even though the money was little, I felt happy. I earned my living with my own hands, and I didn't need anyone. When I returned home, I'd find my mother waiting for me, asking how I was. I would answer her happily, even while hiding my fatigue. I'm fine, Mother. Thank God the day passed. I was living day by day. I didn't know that the road that led me home would one day change my life. I never imagined that would happen. On my way to work, I always noticed a boy. I didn't know anything about him. I just saw him in that corner of the street, smoking, looking around as if searching for something, always alert for what was coming. He had a look that made you scared, but in the street, a frightening face was often paired with bad behavior. I would pass by him without looking at his face too much. I would lower my head, hurry on my way, and tell myself, just hurry, Suad, hurry. Days passed and he was always there at the corner, not moving. I didn't pay him much attention, not because I wasn't afraid, but because I had to go earn my living and I didn't have time to think about this. Until that morning that changed everything. The air was cold and fear began to grip me, especially in an empty world where I felt no comfort. He was still searching the corner where he usually smoked. Then I heard his voice. Sister, stop. I want to talk to you. I froze in place. The voice was so close, leaving me no chance to run. I turned to him and he was looking at me in a way I couldn't understand. I was curious about what he wanted, especially looking at me as if I owed him something. I was scared. Many questions ran through my mind. Did he want to steal from me or talk to me? Did he want to harm me or something worse? I answered him softly, barely able to speak. What do you want, brother? He didn't answer immediately. He kept approaching me, slowly, but it was clear what he wanted. Fear grew. My heart tightened. When he stopped in front of me, it felt like time had stopped, but I didn't know that this moment would change my life. I didn't know what would come out of all this except for, sister, stop. I want to talk to you. At that moment, like a shock, I didn't know what would happen. He approached me. I felt the air stop and my heart shrink. Fear gripped me from inside before the air could. My legs felt heavy, my tongue was locked, and my blood felt frozen. I was standing, but it felt as if my soul wasn't there. I could hear my heart racing as if it wanted to stop, and I couldn't move or escape. I felt like a leaf being played with by the wind, without knowing where it would take me. I kept saying in my heart, "Oh God, let nothing happen to me. Oh God, just let me get out of this." I will never forget how I felt. Fear, shame, anxiety, and confusion, all of them hurt my heart in their own way. The whole day, I couldn't stop thinking, how did this happen? How did I let myself be there? But I knew what happened was not my fault. Even though my mind tormented me, I didn't blame myself. I looked at my reflection in the mirror and couldn't bear it. Even though I did nothing wrong, he did everything. I didn't forget anything. That day, guilt started to grip me, even though he was the one who acted. I got angry at every movement I made, every word I said, and everything, as if I wasn't under pressure. I wanted to know why. What was my sin? I was just a woman. I had no one to talk to, no one to share my worry with. I returned to my heart. It was a hard moment, a phase that makes you feel weak. But amidst all this, there was a little sense of feeling, it's not my fault. What happened, happened. That little voice, though small, made me stand up as if nothing had happened. Today, as I retell my story, I don't do it to cry or remember that moment. I retell it while standing, aware that I have no control over what happened. And I put a boundary between the past and today. I retell it as a lesson, so every girl understands that the path is not just dreams and intentions. There are people with black hearts and sick intentions who do not deserve trust. Trust, it must be measured, not given to anyone just because they cross your path. I want every girl to know how to protect herself, understand, and not stop when she senses danger. Don't think being too kind is enough. Know that suspicion is not bad. Take precautions. I no longer want to run from what happened. I don't let it affect me. On the contrary, I learned from it. I learned that a person must stand, and I knew I was strong. Today, the past makes me stronger. I feel awake, and I warn you so that no girl stays alone. Learn from my story because society shows no mercy and people judge quickly. Every time you hear a voice saying, "Be careful," listen to it. I am no longer weak. I am aware. I am stronger than ever.